Hey guys, Christian here. Here to do another video for you guys. I mentioned a couple of videos ago. I think it was my last video actually. That I was gonna do a video announcing the winners for the award show, which was kind of a first because I didn't do it last time. But now I'm doing it here. So as you can see, of course, it's an award show video. Hopefully I can fit this all in one video. If I can't, that would kind of suck. But to save time, if you want to see kind of the reaction, my little, 2 cents thrown into the winners, the written portion of the award winners, there'll be a link down below. You guys can check that out, so you guys can see my reactions and thoughts more in detail than I probably will give in this video. Not sure yet. So let's start off with the winners. Get this out of the way. Sorry for the flashes of light. TV's on in the background, so as you guys know, I do my videos in my living room, obviously. But let's start off. Get this out of the way. So the award show is begin. I wanted to do something more kind of festive and fun, but my house is kind of dirty, and I couldn't think of anything, so forgive me for that. But let's get on to the winners. So here's what I'm going to do. Instead of naming all the long list of nominees that you guys saw when you guys voted, I'm going to give the recipients that actually got votes, and I'll say they're the runner-ups, and then I'll give the winners. So that's how it's going to work out. So first up, best animated movie. The runner-ups are Romeo and Juliet, Rio, Kung Fu Panda 2, and Rango. And the winners for best animated movie is a tie between The Adventures of Tintin and Puss in Boots. It was kind of a one-way for a while, and then it kind of got tied by like the last couple days. I think it was the last day actually of voting where they tied up. So there's best animated movies for the year 2011. Again, if you want to see my reactions and thoughts to the winners, there'll be a link down below. You guys can see that. Best horror movie. Now the runner-ups are I Saw the Devil, which didn't really get a limited release, but somebody here, Jay the Stingray, name dropping, voted for it in the comments, so I wanted to give him that. I actually saw I Saw the Devil, and I actually forgot to put it in my list of best movies of the year, because I actually did see it, and I totally forgot I saw it. I can't believe I totally forgot I saw it, because it's a really good movie, and I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it yet. So I Saw the Devil. Sorry, no tangent there. The Thing, Final Destination 5, Scream 4, Fright Night, and Paranormal Activity 3. But the winner in the end was Insidious, winning the best horror movie of 2011. Insidious and Paranormal Activity 3 were really tied. Insidious actually pulled out the win, like the last 3 days of voting. So it was a nail biter there for a while. So there you go. Best comic book movie, we have the runner-ups are Priest, Thor, and Captain America: The First Avenger, with the winner being X-Men First Class. Now X-Men First Class actually got the most amount of votes for not just for its category, but for the whole thing. Actually, it actually had 7 votes. That was the most votes that any recipient got. So that was kind of cool and interesting to see. So X-Men First Class, obviously, X-Men First Class is one of the big surprises of the year, and I think a lot of people will agree with me on that. So, moving on. Best Fight. There were a lot of nominees here. Runner-ups, I'm sorry. So let me count them down. For Sherlock Holmes, there's actually 2 nominees, 2 sections for Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows. One is Sherlock Holmes versus the Assassin, and Sherlock Holmes versus James Moriarty. Then there's the fight scene from Immortals: Gods versus Titans, X-Men First Class: The X-Men versus the Hellfire Club, Priest, the character Priest versus Priest is played by Paul Bentley, versus Black Cat, which is played by Carl Urban. We had Season of the Witch, the monastery fight. Never saw Season of the Witch. I just heard there was a monastery fight, so I put it in there. Guess somebody saw it and liked it enough, they voted for it. We also have Warrior, Tommy, which is played by Tom Hardy, versus Mad Dog, Drive, the driver, played by Ryan Gosling, versus the hitman in The Elevator. Colombiana, we had Catalina, which was played by Zoe Saldana, versus Marco, which was played by Jordi Morella. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that right. We have Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2, Harry versus Voldemort. But the winners in the end, there was 3 winners. It was a 3-way tie. The first winner was Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2, The Wizards versus Voldemort's Army. At number 2, we had Rise of the Planet of the Apes versus Humans. At number 3 was, of course, Fast 5, Dominic Toretto, played by Vin Diesel, versus Hobbs, played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So a 3-way tie between the two. Between the 3. Sorry. That didn't make any sense. See what happens when I don't make a video for a long time. Anyway, moving on. Again, reactions all in the link down below. Best Villain. This is another quite a lot of runner-ups here as well. 1 winner. So let's start off. Hugo Weaving as Johann Smith / the Red Skull in Captain America: The First Avenger. Jared Harris as Professor James Moriarty in Sherlock Holmes: Game of Shadows. Kevin Bacon as Sebastian Shaw in X-Men First Class. Carl Urban as Black Cat and Priest, the Creature from The Thing. Albert Brooks as Bernie Ross from Drive, Ghostface from Scream 4. Terrence Stapp as Thomas from The Adjustment Bureau. William Finchner as the Accountant from Drive Angry 3D. Fleming, sorry, I don't know why I said Fleming. Fleming as Azazel from X-Men First Class. Tom Hiddleston as Loki from Thor. And the winner for Best Villain is Ralph Fiennes as Lord Voldemort, Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2. This one was actually pretty close too. It looked like it was going to be a 3-way tie at the very beginning when votes started coming in, and then it was about a week, I think it was last week, when I noticed that Voldemort pulled up on top. So there you go. I actually thought that somebody else should have won, but I'll leave that in the thoughts so you guys can read that down below. Up next is Best Supporting Actress. Not that many votes for this one. This is actually the one that had the least amount of votes, I think. But the runner-ups are Bonnie Wright as Ginny Weasley from Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2. We have Robin Wright as Erica Berger from The Girl with Dragon Tattoo. Marion Cotillard as Dr. Lenore Ortex. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that last name right. From Contagion. Courtney Cox as Gale from Scream 4. Hayden Panettiere as Kirby from Scream 4. And finally, the winners, tie. Maggie Smith as Professor McGonagall from Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2. And Kat Dennings as Darcy from Thor. So those are your winners for Best Supporting Actress. Let's move down a little bit more. And Best Supporting Actor. The runner-ups for Best Supporting Actor are Nick Nolte as Paddy Cologne from Warrior. Sung Kang as Han in Fast 5. Raymond Rodriguez as Lieutenant William Martinez in Battle LA. Timothy Olyphant as Henry in I Am Number 4. Jay Cho as Kato from The Green Hornet. Simon Pegg as Benji from Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Nick Krause as Sid from The Descendants. Stephen Dorff as Stravos from Immortals. I'm not sure I pronounced Stravos right. There you go. This one actually had 4 winners. It was a 4-way tie, which is kind of interesting. One of the winners, Stellan Skarsgård as Martin Wagner from The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. The second winner was Jude Law as Dr. John Watson from Sherlock Holmes: Game of Shadows. The third winner, Jamie Foxx as MF Jones from Horrible Bosses, and if you saw Horrible Bosses, you know what the MF stands for. And number 1, the last winner, David Tennant as Peter Vincent from Fright Night. So those are your winners for Best Supporting Actor. Sorry, I'm remembering what MF stands for from Horrible Bosses. If you haven't seen Horrible Bosses, you should go watch it. It's really funny. Best Actress. Sorry, I lost the place where I was. Alright, the runner-ups for Best Actress for 2011. Viola Davis as Adeline Clark. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that, but from The Help. Never saw The Help. I actually want to see The Help. I never saw it. Heard it was good. Bailey Madison as Sally from Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. Eli Fanning, sister of course, Dakota Fanning, as Alice in Super 8. Jennifer Lawrence as Raven / Mystique in X-Men First Class, Neve Campbell as Sydney in Scream 4, Saoirse Ronan as Hannah in the movie Hannah, Rose Byrne as Renee Lambert from Insidious, Michelle Rodriguez as Tech Sergeant Elena Santos from Battle of LA, Hallie Atwell as Peggy Carter from Captain America: The First Avenger, and Emma Watson as Hermione Granger from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Sorry. And there's actually another three-way tie for Best Actress. Number 1 was Naomi Rapace as Madame Sesma Haran from Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows. Number 2 was Rooney Mara as Elizabeth Salander, the girl with the dragon tattoo. Kind of funny because Naomi wasn't the original girl with the dragon tattoo. And the last one was Shailene, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right, Woodley as Alexandria King from The Descendants. So those are your best actresses from for the year 2011. Best actor. I think this is kind of a tough one. This was really tough when I was putting it together. I was like, who should I pick? I don't know who I want to pick. But there you go. Here are the runner-ups for. Sorry, I have a dry throat, so I'm sorry. Best actor. We have Jason Sudeikis as Kurt from Horrible Bosses. These are runner-ups, by the way, of course. Alex Pettyfer as John / number 4 from I Am Number 4. Chris Evans as Steve Rogers / Captain America from Captain America: The First Avenger. Aaron Eckhart as Staff Sergeant Michael Nance in Battle of LA. Matthew McConaughey as Mick Haller in The Lincoln Lawyer. Never saw it, but I heard some great things about him, about the movie and about his performance in there. Patrick Wilson as Josh Lambert in Insidious. David Arquette as Dewey from Scream 4. Andy Serkis as Caesar from Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Chris Hemsworth as Thor in Thor. Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes in Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows. Matt Damon as Mitch Emhoff from Contagion. Jude Law as Alan Cromwell. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that last name right. From Contagion. And Ryan Gosling as Driver in Drive. But the winners, in the end, was a two-way tie. A lot of ties this year. Which is kind of ties because I'm guessing it was really hard for people to vote on which one. But the two-way tie winners, one was Daniel Craig as Mikael Blomkvist from Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Sorry, I was trying to say his last name right. And Michael Fassbender as Eric Lencher from X-Men First Class. Michael Fassbender, I think, did a really good job this year. I mean, he's tremendous job this year. Hopefully he keeps it up. So the last category is Best Director, of course. So let me read off the runner-ups first. Sorry, I lost my place. Takashi Miike from 13 Assassins. Brad Bird from Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. Guy Ritchie, Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows. Matthew Vaughn, X-Men First Class. Justin Lin, Fast 5. Wes Craven, Scream 4. James Wan, Insidious. Brad Furman, The Lincoln Lawyer. Kevin Smith, Red State. Jonathan Lesbian. I said lesbian. I can't believe it. Jonathan Lesbian. I can't say his last name. The guy who directed Battle of LA. Kyle O'Connell from Warrior and Steven Soderbergh for Contagion. The winner, in the end, was actually another two-way tie. David Fincher, who directed Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and David Yates, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. So those are your winners for my award show for this year. I want to say thank you to all of you who voted. I actually got a lot more votes than I did last year when I did it. So thank you all of you who voted and who probably spread the word. Yeah, I mean, I had nothing really to say because I was really surprised. You know, I'm not that big of a guy on YouTube, and I mentioned it before in a couple other of my videos. Excuse me, but thank you. I really mean it. So thank you for voting. Thank you for watching. And again, if you want to see my little 2 cents thrown in on the winners, link down below in the description. Again, thank you guys for voting. And yeah, that's all I got. So I'll see you guys next time. And hopefully you guys have a good week, good weekend, and I'll see you guys when I see you. Take care, guys.